na outra agora.
Hello, good morning. My name is TIAGO HACKE and I'm here in beautiful Gerês painting. I'm going to paint this scenery here. It's a dam and we are in Miradouro da Pedra Bela. I have to make quite a fast painting because the sun is gonna set. It's the same every day. I set up almost too late, but the light is really good. And the good thing about that is that I'm gonna use a lot of blue because the landscape is so far away that it's mainly blue. So you're gonna see a lot of ultramarine blue. I'm gonna make the same the main shapes and then just do some cuts of light. And that is where I have to be careful for it not to change too much. So I have to move quick. Okay, so in this painting I'm gonna talk with voiceover because there was actually a lot of people on this viewpoint, as you will see in a minute. So the main palette I'm gonna use, it's gonna be different today. I'm gonna make my dark color with the purple that is mixed the carmine with the blue, and then I'm gonna use a lot of green and blue. I have some different shades of white, titanium white and zinc white, and I'm gonna mix them accordingly to make the light tones. I'm also using ochre yellow and some warm grey, just to make the lighter green parts because they are a bit warm. So it's just to warm up the greens, and it's gonna probably make a nice cut with the blues. So here we go, let's start. And if you hear people talking around, it's normal because we are in a viewpoint. There's a lot of people around and they're not gonna fit in the angle because it's quite close, but it's normal. And ironically, as soon as I say this, people start walking inside the angle of the camera. This image is actually really funny and I really like it. It's quite emblematic of what happened. Very representative because people just kept on taking pictures and walking in between my canvas and the sunlight, which covers and makes this annoying shadowing there. Although it's a public place, I cannot really stop people from enjoying and taking their pictures. So yeah, bear with me this shadowing. I accelerated the video on purpose to avoid the annoyance of this color change and also the squeaky noise. When you hear a squeaky noise, it's actually people talking, it's not birds or mice. And yeah, it's a very popular viewpoint because the view is stunning, it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, please bear with me this inconvenience. So the first thing that happened already is that it consumes way too much blue than what I thought, and I'm gonna use a greener blue that I have here that is called phthalo blue, which makes a cooler mix, and I'm gonna mix it here with the dark colors, especially on these valley areas that are way cooler. When I mean cooler is in terms of temperature. So this painting, I actually started putting my dark color and I noticed immediately that I could not do that. I need to nail immediately the right color. Meaning I mix that purple with the green, and with that green I'll mix blue and the atmospheric color. It's a very atmospheric painting in the sense that the perspective is built by the atmosphere light and fogginess of the mountains. Meaning the layers that are closer to us are darker, and further we progress in distance towards the horizon, it gets more atmospheric, it gets more bluer and whiter. You can see it very clear on the image on the right, less clear on the painting because it's still wet and I'm still working on it, obviously. And yeah, it's actually a very interesting painting because everything is built up by the correct values. Talking about which, I started immediately getting the lake on the right spot, and to get the color of the lake, which was one of my brightest parts of the canvas, so then I could compare the contrast with the rest. You know, the lake, I'm actually making it a bit more greenish than it seems on the camera. I don't know why that happened. I think it's what I saw either at the time, or I had my brush already dirty with green. Um, what I'm focusing is getting really the values correct and not the colors. You know, the colors is a mix of dark green, purple, and blue, and yeah, and then if I get the correct values, I could be painting in whatever colors. The perspective will be there, and the atmosphere of the painting will be correct. You know, so I'm now making some difference in between the mountains. There is a lighter part on in the passage of each mountain, because the top of the mountain is always darker. On this back mountain, I think I really nailed it because I got a really good grayish blue. That is the part that is still under the sun, but very, very far away. So it has a lot of atmospheric color. Now I'm working on the volume of the trees that are on the foreground, close to me. And these trees need to have volume because it's the only part of the painting that is not atmospheric at all. I'm also making some reflections of the mountain on the water. That it's a key element to make the painting actually look like water and not just a weird cut through the mountains. It's this part I'm doing now. So now I'm going to start working on the very far back mountains that we can barely see on the camera. And these mountains, it's the same color as the mountain just before, but plus white, plus more atmosphere, a brighter value. I'm grabbing the same gray and putting it in the sky because it's a very similar one. And I also do pinches of yellow and magenta and orange to it because it's about sunset. We cannot see on the camera because it's too bright. The sky is too bright for it to give any color, a sense of color. But yeah, it has got some tones that we're gonna start noticing just on the light on my shirt and on the canvas. Now I'm working on the details, the bridges. There's two bridges, some houses, and a small trail of dirt that goes around the lake. Um, I cut there because it was too dark and we could not see anything, so I barely used that moment. And now I'm like working on the houses, small details of Vilar da Veiga, and I'm going back and forth to see what's missing because, as you can see, the sun is already very much down, and I'm about to get in total darkness. Okay, so this was it. It was a bit in the beginning was a bit hard to get the values correct, to have the notion of distance. The light changed a lot. Here we had still light reflecting on the slopes, and it totally disappeared in the end. But I like the colors, I like the tones. Yeah, I had some challenges. It was quite a difficult painting, honestly, and I was thinking that it will be very simple. But it's always a learning process, and I'm actually really happy with the result. So this is in Miradouro da Pedra Bela, which means the viewpoint of the beautiful stone. And yeah, it's a lovely place in Gerês. Apparently I heard people talking that Cristiano Ronaldo bought a house just down there and has a private football court, so yeah, it means that it's beautiful. It's approved by Cristiano. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna film some close-ups and that's it.
Mas há um livro que se chama Cartas a um Jovem Poeta, que